Hi everyone, my name is Santosh Patani, the student number S15172779. Today I am going to demonstrate the assessment task 1 of BIT353 network architecture and protocol. For this video presentations, I am using the EduLab and I have to explore the resources available for the VoIP server and free PBX. Then I'll demonstrate the creation of extension between host and the free PBX server, and I'll connect the UIP phones in a separate virtual machine and I'll demonstrate it, and then later on I'll create the trunks between two free PBX server, and I'll try to connect to UIP phones in separate virtual machines and demonstrate it. And at last I'm using the white shark attempts to capture the conversation between the two phones. As you can see, I already log in the Edu lab, and now the first I'll do is to enter the lab of pre-PBX, and then after entering the pre-PBX, then you can see the first PBX server 1 and the PBX server 2, as well as you can see a BOIP client 1 and client 2, and you can also see the client 3 as well. Now first things we have to do is we have to open the virtual machines of PBX server 1. uh, it will take a little bit more time. As you can see, my PBX server 1 is open. Now I'll do the same with the PBS server 2, and you can see my server PBX server 2 is also open. For us to open the PBX server 2, you have to log in and use and write the password. I already did it previously. The login code is root and the password is lab. And once you do the server 1 and server 2, you have to go to the VoIP client 1. Then you have to open the VoIP client 1. First things you have to power on, and then we have to copy the password of that, and it might take a little bit minute. I'll pause it for now. Now my VM is powered on. Now I have to download the RDP file. um As you can see, I already downloaded my RDP file. Now I have to do the same thing. Um, Now I have to do the same thing to the VoIP client too. And I have to open the BI remote desktop, and I have to copy the password, and I have to power on the lab environment. It will take a minute to open it. Now the VM is powered on. Now I just download the RDP file of VoIP client too. Um, Once it downloaded it, as you can see, my VoIP client 1 and 2 is download. Now I'll connect it. um as you can see the pre-PBX administration. I already log in it, so I didn't have to do it again, but you have to log in the pre-PBX administration on a VoIP client 1. Once I go back, then once you open the VoIP client 1, then you can see with the blue color at the background, you can see the Microsoft Edge white shark microscope. And for the VoIP client 2, once you open it, you can see with the purple color at the background with the same items. So now I'll just show you with the VoIP client 1. First you have to go to the Microsoft Edge. Then you have to enter the IP address of pre PBX administration. And as I previously told you that you have to log in to administration of pre PBX, and then once you log in, then you can see this one. And the first task I have to do is now mm, I have to do the extension. You have to go to the application and go for the extension. Then you have to add the extension, and once you do the extension, you have to go to the add new SIP chain PJ SIP extension, and for the extension, the user extension, let's give the 123, and for the display name you can write, I'll write my own name. Yes, um yes, Santosh. And now for the security, I'll just write the passport AD admin, and after that you have to submit the extension. As you can see, I just create the one extension, and then once you create the extension you have to go to the apply configuration, and you have to do it. This is my first extension, but I have to do one more extension, so we have to do the same process like the previous one. Go to the add new NSP, write the extension just like 345, and display name I can write as in Santosh 1, and for the passport I'll choose the same one like admin, and now I have to submit it. This is the second extension. Now you have to go to the apply for the configuration. It will take a little bit time. As you can see, I have done both the extension 1 to 3 and the 345 with the name Santos and Santos 1. Once we added the extension, then we have to go to the settings of asterisk SIP settings, and I already set up it, but you have to, for allow anonymous inbound SIP calls you have to do no, and the allow SIP guest yes, and um for the SIP legacy settings, I already did it before. So for the NAT, you have to do never. For the IP address, you have to choose the public IP address, and for the enable TLS, you have to choose no, and you have to submit it, and you have to apply for the configuration for this one. You have to do the same settings for the PBX free PBX administration server 2 as well. So you have to go to the setting, go to the ADSP settings. You have to do the same thing like the before one, server, and do once you do it, then go, you have to because I already did before, sorry, I didn't have to change it. So go to the settings, and you have to apply for the configuration. And this is my two extension. Now I'm gonna test it, and I'm gonna test it in the Microsoft SIP in both of them. Now first things we have to do is we have to add account. We the account name is 123, and for the SIP server IP address 192.168.25.21, and for the username is 123, and the domain with a similar IP address, and for the login the 23, and the password is admin, and for the display name is my name Santosh, and you have to save it. As you can see that the it's working, it shows the online. And now I'm gonna do the same things with the BIP client too, with the Microsoft SSP. The second extension is I'll add the account, and out my second extension is 345 server same 2.168 dot 25.2221, and username 345. I'll copy it. 3 and then our passport is admin, and my display name is just say Santosh one. And once you do it, you have to do the same thing, like you have to save it. As you can see, it shows the online here as well. Now I'll try to call it, and then now the 1 2 3, and I'll call it. Yes, now it's working. As you can see that Santosh one is working, and now I'll just decline it. I'll just try it.
Just try
Hello.
it. Hello?
Yeah, you can see it's
Yeah,
working
you
here.
can see it's
Now
working
I'll
here.
end the call,
Now
and I'll just try from here as well. 3 4 5. Have to call it. Yeah, it's staying on the VIP client too. Now I'll just decline this one, and now I just yes, as you can see, I have successfully creation of the extension between host and the PBX server, and I have connect the two VIP phones in a separate virtual machine, and I have already demonstrated it. Now I have to do is to creation of the trunks between two free PBX servers, and I'll connect two VIP phones in a separate virtual machines, and I'll demonstrate it now. Now I have to add the trunks. You have to go to the connectivity and then go to the trunks. And now we have to go to the add trunks, and we have to add SIP chain PJ SIP trunks. And for the trunks name, I'll just write 1 2 3 2 3 4 5. And for the outbound caller ID, we have to choose 1 2 3 and 3 4 5. And for the dialer number manipulation rules, I just choose here 2. And for the match pattern, I'll just choose triple X. And for the PJSP settings, and here for the SIP servers, we have to choose the next server with the IP address of 168 192.168.25.222. And once you added the SIP servers, then you have to submit this. And as you can see, we have here the trunk, but we have don't forget to do the apply for configuration. I have added the trunks, and now I have to do the outbound route as well in the server one. To add now again, I have to add the outbound routes, and for the route name I have to add 1 2 3 2 3 4 5. And for the route CID 1 2 3 and 3 4 5. And for that trunk sequence for the match routines, uh, we have to choose a 1 2 3 2 2 2 3 4. And just a second. Yeah, now we have to choose this. And now for the dial patterns, for the prefix we have to choose 2. And for the match patrons, we have to triple X. And for the input all good, notification is also all good, sum is also everything is good. And now we have to submit this one as well. And once, as you can see, our airborne route is added. Now we have to apply for the configuration. As you can see, I have successfully added the outbound route as well. Now the next step is to do with the same things like the server 1 in the server 2. I have already now opened the server 2. I have to do the connectivity and go to the trunks. and I have to add to the trunks and choose SIP date. And for the trunk name, I have added 7892123 and 345. And for the outbound caller ID, I will just choose 789. After that, then we have to go to the dial number manipulation rules for the prefix. The last time we have to choose 2, now we have to choose 1, and the match pattern will just XXXX at 4x. And for the PJSIP settings for the server 1, last time we added the server 2 IP address. Now we'll choose the server 1 IP address in server 2, which is 192.168.225.1. Now after that we have to submit it. As you can see, I have added the trunk on the server 2 as well. Now the last thing I have to do is now to apply for the configuration. And now after this, I have to go to the connectivity and we have to choose the outbound routes. And for the now I have to add the outbound routes. And for the route name, I have to write this 789.2.123 and 345. And for the route ID, I have to write 789. And for the wrong seq, oh, what is so it's gone. Yeah, for the trunk sequence for the matches routes, I have to choose the 789, the similar one. And for the dial patterns, we have to choose the BSP1. And I have to submit it. And then I have to apply for the configuration. Yes, I have successfully added outbound route and extension in the server 2 as well. And I have added the trunks as well in the server 2. Once I do it, now I have to do the extension in server 2. Then we have to go to applications, do the extension, and now I have to add the extension here and go to the extension. And our user extension is 789, and the display name will be the SA Santos Santos 2. And for the secret password, I'll just try the admin, and now I have to submit it. As you can see, I have add extension on server 2. Now I have to apply for the configuration. After this successfully add the extension, now to test the trunks, now we have to go to the BOIP server 3. Now I have to open the BOIP client 3. Now you have to copy the password. I have to power on it. Yes, now it's a power on. Now I have to download the RDP file of BOIP client 3. Now once I open this the BIP client 3, now the passport username Ubuntu Ubuntu and the passport. Now as you can see that the BIP client 3 is open. Now after we open it, we have to go to the setting. We have to create a new account for this one. SIPS code, account type, and for the user host 789 is the user, and the passport is ADM admin, and this 192.168.25.22. As you can see, my account has been added to the account list. And now to test from one phone to another phone, now I'll just test it. 2278890. Now I'll try to call it. Now you can see it now. Is this now you can see a incoming call from this incoming BYP client one. Now if you got the answer, just hello.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, now you can
Yes, now
see
you
it.
can see it.
Um,
Um,
now I'll
now
leave
I
the call. Now by doing this, now we can connect from one phone to another phone. Yes. Now I'm trying from UIP client to as well to the other phone, and as you can see that you can see the incoming call from the UIP client too. And now I'll just decline this one. Now the last one is using the white sack. We have to attempt to capture the conversation between the two phones. Now I'll do that one as well. Now once we open the white sack, then now we have to call to the other phone. Now I'll call it 1278897. As you can see, it's just rang with the other phone. It's ringing here. Once I'll answer it,
answer it.
then
Then,
after answering
after
it,
answering,
you have to go to the telephony, then go to the BIP video calls. Then you can see the start time, stop time, and the initial speakers, and from where is written my name, and um, and also you can see the incoming time cleared calls is 12 packet. Yeah, hence I have used the voice app to attempt the conversation between the two phones. Hence, I have completed everything for this assessment. Overall, for this assessment, at the first, I have used the aerial lab to explore the resources, and then I just extend between two. I just create the extension between two host and free PBX servers. Then later on, I create of tongues between two free PBX servers, and I connect to BOIP phones in separate virtual machines, and I demonstrate it. And then at last time I used the WhatsApp attempts to capture the conversation between two phones. Thank you for this. Thank you so much.